Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel if you have seen my previous videos. If not, welcome. My name is Shauna. I am now based in New Jersey, but still consider myself a New York fashion model and lover of makeup. Today I'm finally sitting down with my Danessa Myricks products. I recently placed an order. She was having a big sale and I've been wanting to try the brand for quite some time, and I don't know why I'm just now getting around to it, honestly. All of her products are cruelty-free and vegan, and she recently did get into Sephora, but I think it's always great to support brands on their actual website as well. So I picked up mostly the cream color fix products. Those were the ones that I've been interested in the most for the longest time. So today I'm just going to use one of those colors and then put a gloss on top. I'm a huge fan of Danessa's artistry. She really inspires me. Just her whole story of being a very self-made person, both creating her products and doing the whole process of like creating her art, being the photographer as well as the creator and the makeup artist. I think she's phenomenal. So the color I'm going to be using today is the Neon Color Fix in the shade Wasabi. It's this stunning, stunning green color. I've seen her use this on a model. It's gorgeous. And then I often see her layer the matte pigments with a gloss on top. So this is the Color Fix Glaze in the shade Clear. She does have a few other finishes. Some of them have like a bit of a sparkle in them, but I figured the clear would be like the nice, like perfect, just like clear gloss. I did pick up some of the other colors that she has. I got the Carrot Top Matte, which still is fairly neon. The Freedom Matte, which is also relatively neon. I got the Alien, of course I had to pick that one up. Foil. I guess honestly it's probably better to take these out of the packages just to show. I will be trying these out as well. I just thought because it's a cream and I'm not used to using cream products, I would start out with just using a single color. And originally I was going to film this not a get ready with me, but I think honestly since it's a truly simple look, I know I say that a lot of times, I will go ahead and just film the whole thing. So yeah, this is Carrot Top, this is Freedom, this is Alien. It's a gorgeous like rose gold kind of color. It definitely has a bit of a shift to it. I also got the Magnetic Cream Color Fix, and this is like a teal. Yeah, it's a stunning teal color. And then I also got the color Chosen Matte, which is like a deeper pink color, but still relatively vibrant. And then just to try a slightly different product, I also got the, what is this? This is the Waterproof Cushion color. It's essentially a liner in the shade Cotton Candy, which is a bright pink. And it is this in a pot. And I believe that I saw a look where Danessa paired these two products, I think. So I definitely will be doing, of course, it's pink. I will be using those soon. But yeah, I have already done my base as usual. Let me just get in a little closer. Like I said in my last video, if you hear some weird noises, it's because I'm still on my air mattress. I have not yet received my actual bed. When I've seen Danessa use these products, she generally has a palette, like a mirrored palette that she puts them on, and then she takes that on a brush. I think since I don't have that I'm just gonna squeeze out the smallest amount of product onto my lid and then just blend it out. And I did get a new set of brushes because I normally work with powders, and I think that if you're working with powders and creams, it's best to keep those brushes separate. So I just went ahead and I went to Marshall's. A great tip if you're looking for really affordable brushes, Marshalls or TJ Maxx, they often have like, they pretty much always have like brush sets at really, really affordable prices. And these were even on clearance. Like it was a set of these 3 eye brushes and then these 2 face brushes for only $8. And it is a brand I have not tried before. It's called Moda Brushes, but I thought it was worth trying. So yeah, let me go ahead and squeeze. I know these are super pigmented, so you really do not need a lot. So I'm gonna go, actually let me my concealer, I always use concealer as I know I really need to get into using eyeshadow primer, but I always use concealer for now, and it always creases. But yeah, let me just start with that. I'm gonna hold on to this because there's still a little bit that's squeezed out, but I want to see how far that goes. I mean, as you can see, that's just like a tiny, tiny drop, but oh yeah, that like goes a long way. And I'm basically just gonna do like an all over color on the lid and in the crease and just blend it up. It's beautiful. I am going to add the rest that's squeezed out because I think that would be fine. And I don't even know if this needed a base at all, honestly, but that's just how I'm used to doing makeup, so I figured I might as well just start my first time using some kind of base. But it really honestly may not have even needed that. I'm going to squeeze a little bit more on the lid because that's where I want the most pigmentation. And I think especially the neons with these Color Fix products are great because neons are a really challenging color type to formulate with powders. They're almost always going to be patchy in some regard. Oh my god, this is like looking so beautiful in the camera. It's super vibrant, like I like. A little tiny bit more. But yeah, I am getting settled into my place. I am still so happy that I moved. Today honestly wasn't the best day. I honestly didn't have anything that happened that like, but for some reason I was feeling a little off, but we all have days that aren't the best and that's okay. We just keep it pushing. And that's part of why I'm doing, oh my god, there's like so much on the brush though. Color always makes me happy, so, and I was feeling a little bit better already from talking to a special somebody, but yeah, color always makes me feel even better. So I thought I would put a splash of color on my face, and then I'm going to be wearing one of my favorite designers afterward. I still have some of the Christopher John Rogers X Target collab dresses that I need to take photos in. And also don't think I'm just like taking these, like wearing these in photos and then I'm not wearing them again. Like, Christopher John Rogers is my absolute favorite American designer, and I will continue to wear these dresses, and I have been wearing them even when I'm not necessarily documenting it because they are beautiful. I'm still super impressed with the quality of them, especially for the price point. And yeah, I feel like even though it was just a Target collab and, you know, that's in the fashion world a relatively low-end store, I think the fact that it made his line accessible to so many more people is so incredible, so special, and in my opinion, it was the most iconic collab that Target has ever done. So I will continue to enjoy those dresses. And I feel like that's something that's important too. Like, even though it is within the fast fashion sector, I think it's really important that even if we do normally wear like higher end clothing and we're buying something lower end, or regardless of that, like that's not even that important. When we buy things, I think it's important that we buy something for more than one wear. I think that social media has reached a point where it's like, if you have worn something and been photographed in it, like, oh, you can't wear that again. Like, that's so absurd and so wasteful. And I have to be more accountable myself because I definitely have had looks where I've only worn them once for a photo, and then I mean, I never throw things away. I generally sell things after I no longer want them, but I definitely am more mindful of what I purchase now and purchase things with the intent of wearing them multiple times. And I'm trying to think of, because I have a trip coming up. I mean, it's still admittedly a while from now, but like, I'm a planner. Like, I do my best to still live somewhat in the moment in life, but, well, in the moment to the most of my ability, the best of my ability. But I also do like to plan things. Like, it drives me kind of crazy when something is, like, I don't know, a little more important and you're like doing it last minute. That drives me crazy. So I already am thinking about what I'm gonna pack, and I'm thinking of how to make it work, because I'm like, oh, but I want to wear this, and like, I'm going kind of far on the trip, and I don't want to be going crazy with what I'm bringing, but I also, you know, I want to express myself. Like, expressing myself through clothing is something that is really important to me. So I want to look fabulous. All right, I'm pretty happy with where that is. So I'm now going to take this angle brush. I need to be a little bit more delicate with this. I'm going to put it below. I definitely need a lot less product below because it's this much smaller surface area. So I'm going to be more careful about squeezing that out. That already may be enough. Let's see. Let me know down below in the comments what are some things you do when you're not feeling the best to boost your mood. Because there are definitely moments when we need to just sit in the feelings that we're having and process them. But then there are also moments like today, like there was nothing like going wrong. So like I didn't have any like particular reason, at least knowingly, to feel the way that I was feeling. So I didn't want to stay in that mental space. So yeah, let me know what some things are that you do to get out of that. For me, makeup is definitely a huge, huge tool for mental health and feeling my best. And I mean, even when I'm already feeling good, makeup definitely even still boosts that. But certainly when I'm not, it's an amazing tool. I got a little in the waterline, and I'm trying to decide, do I want to just like add more and like actually go there, or do I want to go in with a pencil? I'm not sure. I think also I am gonna just like lightly blend that with the fluffy brush. I'm trying to be careful because it's a fairly large fluffy brush. Actually, maybe not then. Oh, I can go in with this. It's kind of in between a flat and a fluffy brush, and I use these a lot for packing on color on the lids, but I think this is actually going to be good for blending this out a little bit more on the bottom. I think too, part of why I was feeling a little blah is because, at least this is what comes to mind, I definitely am overall feeling a lot better in my new space and just about life in general, but I'm still in kind of a transitional phase. Like, I'm still working at my day job, and it's something that I want to, or that I am working towards moving out of. And I think sometimes I get impatient with the process and wish that I could just like quit that job. Not that I'm ungrateful for it. I'm super grateful that I have that steady income, because honestly, like, I'm not yet at a point where I can afford to not have additional income outside of modeling, because if I'm being totally blunt, like I let me actually not even talk about that, but I just do need that money right now. But I'm working towards reaching a point where I can rely on my creative things. Um, and I just sometimes wish that that day were already here. But I'm putting in the work. I'm continuing to create, and I think I just have to keep putting myself out there, and also using my voice as someone who, I do feel that one of my gifts in life is the use of words. And I know that there is great power in language and using words to lift people up. And wherever I can do that, I want to do that. I know that I can be a positive force and share the things that have worked for me. And I'm not saying that what has worked for me is going to work for everyone. But I also at the same time think that one of my greatest influences as far as turning my life around with the way that I saw the world and saw myself was Louise Hay. And she was a big proponent of using positive affirmations. And I initially was doubtful. I initially was very dismissive of it. I thought that it was kind of silly. But when I actually started practicing using positive affirmations, I really saw how it began to transform my life in positive ways. And one thing that she said, because she ended up having her own publishing company, which became one of the biggest publishing companies for positive thought, self-help books. She said when she would have these conferences with the different authors under her publishing house, that essentially the speakers were saying all the same thing in different ways. And I think that that's largely true, because you can say the same thing in different ways, and it's going to resonate with different people. But at the end of the day, if it all clicks and is helping someone, then it's all needed, even if it's ultimately the same thing. And yeah, that really made a lot of sense to me. And so for anyone out there who my specific phrasing or storytelling helps, I'm happy to be a part of that process in anyone's journey. Just gonna get a little in here where there's not a lot of color, but I think I'm mostly happy with where this is. Another lesson that I definitely am finally being more mindful of is an extension to what I was saying in a previous video about letting go. I think there is also sometimes something to be said for not speaking about things until they come into fruition. Because I think it does kind of extend where when you're speaking about things constantly that have not yet happened, it kind of goes along with like that clinging to it and that like rigid attachment to it, and blocks the flow if there's any doubt at all, which I have certainly not yet mastered not having doubt. So I'm working on the things that I really want to just continue to live in the moment and allow those things to unfold as they will, without me grasping so hard for my life, essentially. All right, so now I am going to go, I think I'm going to use this flattish brush. Actually, it doesn't have much product on it, thankfully. So I'm going to add a small amount of the clear. I think I am going to put this on the back of my hand so that I'm not, so that it doesn't end up mixing. Because I was originally thinking of just putting it on directly, but then I think some of that green is going to transfer to the tip of this. So I'd rather avoid that. So I just put a small amount on the brush and I'm just going to tap that on. I think I may need, yeah, I think I need more. And I wasn't sure what size brush. I do actually generally see Danessa use larger brushes that I'm using. But like I said, this is pretty new to me, using this kind of product. So I'm just trying to, that's looking better. Yes. I think I still want it a little bit more glossy, but we're definitely getting there. And these are definitely working beautifully. I think I actually am going to use the pink on the lips. I think that's looking pretty. Maybe just a tiny bit more. And I'm sorry if the angles are weird with these. Like, it's a lot for me to think about doing the makeup and talking at the same time. So, yeah. Alright, I think that maybe a tiny bit more. Also, I do think, judging by how much product I see on the brushes from the green, that the brushes, at least these brushes that I'm using, are soaking up a lot of that product. So I might have to do a little bit of research too, to maybe I need a different kind of brush. But yeah, I think that this is getting where I want it to be. And I'm definitely happy that I picked these up. Also, let me know in the comments below, like, how your summer is going. Like, have you been able to do more this summer than last summer? If not, that's okay too, but definitely let me know if you've been able to make more plans, what you've been doing to pass the time and to enjoy the time. I personally actually prefer fall to summer. Like, summer is just, my ancestry is from Northern Europe, so I prefer cooler weather. But yeah, I definitely still have some photo shoots planned, and I'm super excited about Fashion Week coming up soon. Ooh, I feel like on this side I'm actually somehow picking up more of the green than I was on the other side. That's a little frustrating that it's picking that up, but it wasn't doing that on the other side. That's really weird. I mean, I think for the photos that I'm going to be doing, it's going to be fine, but actually, let me add a little bit more green back to that, though. Don't know why that happened. Like, I mean, especially like on one side and not the other. That's kind of bizarre. I definitely in the future would like to try some of the other products. Like, I know that Danessa also has like some illuminating products that are primarily for the face, like highlighters and, I mean, body too, but just glow products. Hopefully, I'm going to try to add a little bit more on top of that, and hopefully it will stick more this time. I mean, hopefully it will apply and not pick up product again. Alright, I think that's gonna have to work because I don't want to get that. I don't want that to pull up the product. Alright, so now I'm just gonna do some mascara. And then I'm gonna put on a little bit of bronzer, but not too much. I just got my hair done, so I mean it washes out, but I prefer not to get it in the hairline when my hair is freshly colored. Curling my lashes is a little more difficult with the cream products there, but that's okay. What are some things too that, oh no, I got mascara on the eyes. I'm just having to laugh at this point. Like I'm having one of those days where like there are some hiccups. Sometimes you just gotta roll with it though. I'm gonna add a little bit more to the crease. I kind of like doing these get ready. I hope you enjoy these. I kind of like these because they're a little more real than the edited tutorials that I normally do, because in those sometimes I leave the little accidents, but sometimes I just want to like have them be to the point, so I sometimes edit out the little mistakes that I make. But this shows you that accidents happen and you just got to keep moving on. And I'm definitely wanting to quickly finish up this look because I don't have too much time left to take photos in natural light today. And I definitely want to take advantage of that while I can. Oh shoot, and I actually do need to steam the dress really quickly. I forgot to do that earlier. But yes, I was going to say, I don't think I finished my thought. I am kind of like all over the place today. I was going to ask you to also, if you want, to leave a comment down below about what some methods you use to stay on track and motivated with your goals, or even things to determine what your goals are. I would say for me, affirmations are definitely very helpful. For me, lists actually are helpful, even though I haven't been doing them a lot lately, but I think there is great power in writing things down, and there's also a psychological factor of feeling accomplished when you check things off that you have done. And if it's something that you're not used to doing or that maybe seems overwhelming, you can start with things that are really small and that you feel really confident that you're going to be able to get done. But I think it's also important to allow room for life to happen, because we can't always get exactly everything that we want done at any given time, and we have to just sometimes learn to flow with that, and that's okay. There is a plane going by. I think I am just going to use a pencil in the waterline. So let me get out my Pacifica pencil that I usually use. There we go. It's just like a nice light creamy color. And I don't even think I'm going to do an inner eye highlight color. But yes, I think that sometimes just doing like putting very basic things on the list can be like a good way to start, and then building up from there. And just writing things down in general and putting things in the present is so powerful for manifesting things, because when you put things in the present, it becomes this indefinite thing. And at least for me as a spiritual person, it's very powerful to put things in the now. So those are some things. Going for a walk, honestly, is something that is great to, going back to the previous point. And again, for anybody who doesn't know this about me, which I realize like most of you don't, like I get on here talking like you're my friend, because I don't, that's just, I guess that's the only way I know how to talk. But my brain isn't necessarily the most linear, and I sometimes will come back to something. But yes, like physical exercise is definitely something great to get into a better mental state. Even on a scientific level, like it's producing endorphins and will certainly boost your mood, or has the capability to boost your mood. Let me just like put a little bronzer. But yeah, also for me in life, like one of the biggest things that I've learned too with getting things done is just to start. Because I think that one of the biggest things in my way in the past has just been that for one reason or another, whether it's fear of failing or not having all the answers to how to get to the end result, has stopped me from even starting. And I think that sometimes you just need to do something and see where it takes you without feeling the need to have all those answers right away. Because by getting started, you are sending the message to the universe that your actions are in alignment with your intentions. And that's very powerful. I know I said I was only putting a little bit and I didn't want to get in the hairline, and I kind of am now, but here we are. And I don't remember the exact quote that I recently read from Abraham, but to paraphrase, and I think I'll get pretty close to it, and definitely the meaning will be the same. Appreciation is the formula that you have been waiting for, and there is so much power in being grateful for what you have now, where you are now, and that can propel you even further and bring more and more for you to be grateful for. I just realized I actually did not do concealer. I almost always do concealer. I learned from Miss Fame to do concealer in the smile lines, and I always do it around my nose, and then on the chin as well. And I did not do that. And I actually kind of do my makeup a little backwards to the way a lot of people do. I normally actually put my concealer before. I don't know if that's good or bad. And I will say, like, I never claimed to be a makeup artist. Like, I'm not getting on here acting like I'm like the best person at makeup. I think I'm good at makeup. I think I know how to do makeup for my face, but I never claimed to be a makeup artist. If anything, I'm sharing the knowledge that I have and showing you that you don't have to be a professional makeup to enjoy makeup and to learn more about the process and have it as an art form. Like, I do sometimes like to say that while I'm not a makeup artist, I am an artist in general, and one of my forms of media with art is makeup. Fashion is the overall encompassing primary form of my art, but makeup is definitely a big component. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this with using this Freedom color as a lip product. Definitely looking for a more precise brush. I just pulled one out, but this is one I normally, hopefully, I'm talking as I'm turned away. This is one I normally use for my inner eye highlight, so I'm just making sure that I have another one like that because I don't want to get it. I mean, I can always wash it, but yeah, let me find something else. I will be right back. Alright, here we go. This is a very, very similar brush to, this was the one I had originally picked up. I'm going to just put a little bit of this on the lips. Wow, that's bright. Yeah, I honestly feel like this fits more in with the neon, because the Color Fix products are on the website grouped by, I'm making a mess. They're grouped by color type, like neons, mattes, metallics, and while this is still a matte, like it definitely is very neon. And then I think I am going to put something over this just because on the lips this is fairly dry. I am liking though that in spreading it out the way I'm doing it, it's giving more of a stained effect. Because I think that at least for this particular look and moment, with an eye this intense, like I think it's better to have the lip a little more subdued. There are definitely moments where I would want both to be really intense, but I think that today this is more what I want. So now I'm just going to go in with this Milk. I always forget the name of these. This is the Electric Glossy Lip Plumper, and this is in the shade... Why am I not seeing the shade on this? Charger. Yes, I think. I don't have my glasses on again. Well, obviously. It's so weird with this product. The first time I used it, I definitely felt like that tingly, plumping effect. But I haven't really felt it as much since I've used it. It's kind of strange. I haven't used it in a while though, so I wonder if it might have that effect again. I feel like, oh my god, I feel personally for cleaning up a lip, unless it's a red, like honestly your fingers are fine. When I mess up with a red, I definitely prefer to go in with a brush. But I feel like this combination with the Freedom Color Fix and then just a little bit of this sheared out with this on top is what I actually like want this to look like on its own. And I do feel a tingling happening right now. And now I think I normally would have already done the highlighter, but I'm going to top it off. I'm going to finish the look now with, I don't know what I just did to cause that to move. This is full of blunders, but I hope that maybe it's more relatable by doing it this way. So yeah, I'm going to go in with the Double Down Cosmetics, the Fortune highlighter. As I've said before, this has kind of become my go-to highlighter. And I am going to go in pretty heavy-handed with this. And hopefully by the time I am done with this, I still have some daylight left. I think there will be a little bit left. Enough to get a nice photo or two. Hopefully a video. Definitely focus on creating some more content with Fashion Week coming up to show that I know how to walk in heels. And even more so perform, because my biggest inspirations for runway are Iman, Pat Cleveland, and Anna Cleveland, Pat Cleveland's daughter. Because I like a more dramatic walk. I love Naomi Campbell's walk. I think she is the queen of runway. She has a phenomenal walk, and she's just a phenomenal model in general. But as far as my specific style, it's definitely those three. They're the ones that I absolutely adore, and especially Pat and Anna, because you can see the dance background in the way that they move, and it is more a performance. And but also Iman, especially during the Mugler years, would just put on a show. And I mean, that's the kind of fashion I love, where you just come alive on stage and it is theatrical and a spectacle. I'm not really as interested in fashion where it's more straightforward and more utilitarian. I want to get the fantasy, darling. Alright. I think that's probably enough highlighter. I could sit here and just continue to add more and more. I normally would put it on the Cupid's bow, but since I've already done my lips, I don't want to get this brush like sticky. So I think that is going to be it. So yeah, I definitely love the look of the Wasabi Color Fix. I'm not sure about the gloss. It's not, to me, looking super glossy. I don't know if I did something wrong, because definitely when Danessa uses it, and I know she's using the same product, like it's like intense. Like I don't know if maybe I need to use like a bigger brush and like just like slather it on there. But I'm still happy with this. I think the color is beautiful. I definitely will have to play around with these more very soon. And yeah, like I said, let me know below if you like this kind of get ready with me video. I hope that you do. Make sure, if you are not already subscribed, to hit that bell notification. And until next time, stay safe and stay well. Bye.